So how's it feel? I know that's a stupid question. It's probably the one everyone asks you.
Um, it feels good to be out, obviously, but it's a little strange still. I mean, I've just gotten out, so um, it feels a little strange to me because um, being in jail for 15 and a half months, in the Gulag, it does change your mentality. It changes your viewpoints about life and everything. The things that you hear about in jail and talking with the guys in there that know so much, about what's going on. And then I come out here and I see everybody just, doing their thing, not really paying attention to what's going on in the country. And it's just, I mean, I guess it's just me being super sensitive, hypersensitive to the situation that's going on in the country. But I just think more people need to take a little bit more interest in what's happening. That's all.
Um, Let me get the first most obvious question out of the way. The big elephant in the room. What was the first thing you ate?
We went to Olive Garden and I had the seafood fettuccine, which was delicious.
Congratulations, get the breadsticks.
Oh yeah,
I gotta have the
yep,
breadsticks. Gotta get the
got to
breadsticks.
get those.
Right,
Yeah.
welcome feeling.
Everything in jail is so bland. There's no flavor. I haven't had salt in 15 months. So it was just amazing to actually put some flavor into your food,
I'm well aware you're a Marine veteran. Um, I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about your service and specifically why you joined the Marine.
Um uh my family my family fought with George Washington back in the Revolutionary War days. They were messengers for George Washington, and if you read books or know anything about the war, the messengers were the first ones to get shot or killed or hunted down by the Indians or the scouts,
Mm-hmm.
because that message, they didn't want that message to get through. But my relatives, there were two brothers that fought with George Washington as his messengers, made it all the way through the war, and he actually gave them he gave everybody that was in the army land after the war. So I just felt like growing up, I had a calling, just to serve my country, and to be, uh, you know, useful as I could to the freedom of the people and the freedom of the nation.
So, is it true that you used to wash windows on 40-story buildings?
Yes, that's absolutely true. I've cleaned windows for 25 years of my life, and 16 of it was high rise. And the highest building we ever did was Tremont Plaza down in Baltimore. That was 40 stories, and we would go over the wall and rappel down with Boyster chairs. And yeah, that was definitely, whew, man. Uh, it really brings home, like, everything that people, like, get worried about and get upset about, like, on an everyday basis. You have to really put that aside and say, you know what, this could be my last day on earth if I don't do this right. And it really brought home the fact that, every day is a precious day.
And close calls?
I had a couple close calls. Yeah, I had two friends that died doing it. Um, but yeah, I mean, my close calls were more, my own fault, and I was almost on the ground. But yeah, I mean, I was trained very well, so I attribute that to, my success in this. It's a very volatile industry. You got to really know what you're doing.
Yeah. I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up what I heard you say you did for the children in some of those.
Oh, oh man, that was we used to dress up as superheroes, and we do it at the children's hospital at the Hershey Medical Center. The children are they're chronic, they have cancer and whatnot, different diseases that they're probably not going to make it through. So the highlight of the year was dressing up as superheroes and just giving them a show. And it's really heart wrenching to see them, get so excited, and, they just get really excited to see you. And it makes me cry. I had to cry a couple times, and I'll tell you what, it touches your heart. It's a great feeling. Yeah. It's awesome. It's very humbling.
Yeah. Yeah. So what have you been doing these first few days? Like what do you do? What do you do when you get out? I don't know.
Man, it's been so surreal. Like when you first get out, you're just like, okay, well, where do we go now? What do we do? And it's like I want to do so much that it's overwhelming. But you have to just step back and just just I mean, I'm on probation, so I 72 hours I have to meet my probation officer. So before that, it's just, you want to go out and get something to eat. Just get some good food in you, because I haven't had good food in 15 months. No salt, no pepper, nothing with flavor. Everything we got in jail was, rice, beans, peanut butter and jelly. I mean, men can't live off of peanut butter and jelly. That's for sure.
No.
There's no protein in that.
No protein in that. My wife.
Yeah.
Can you give us an update on your health, like where you stand with your health and all that?
Yeah, I'd love to. After going through radiation in the springtime here, it ended in May. I had a really bad reaction to the radiation, which was pretty severe for me. But obviously being in jail, there wasn't any medical, support to speak of, honestly. So I took care of a couple of friends, helped me take care of myself. And, I think right now I'm in a position where I can say that I'm hopefully cancer free, but I have to go back to the VA and get a test done, to find out for sure. But overall, everything's looking good.
I've heard you reference your faith many times, and I believe we agree that faith plays an important role in life. Whether we have an abundance of it or we live the uncertainty that a lack of faith brings, it affects our lives one way or another, for good or bad. That seems to be up to us as individuals. Did God dwell in there with you, as in, did he affect your daily life inside the Gulag?
Absolutely. Well, 100%. I would say that my faith grew more when I was in the Gulag than I did when I was out of the Gulag. There were situations in the Gulag where my health was very, very bad, and I was put in a situation where my health was in jeopardy, because of the negligence of the people at the jail. And when you're in that situation, you have no other recourse but to go to God. Not unfortunately, but fortunately, I did, and it strengthened my faith 100%. And I'll tell you what, there's no way I could have got through that without the help of Jesus and God. There's no way.
That's my next question. Actually, was there a specific moment you remember God helping you through something inside, and can you speak to that moment or how God helped you through it?
Absolutely. The Maccabee incident, when he was assaulted, two other inmates and myself, we stood up for him, at our own peril, and they put us in the hole, and while I was in the hole, I was going through chemo, and I got really sick, and they took me up to medical, in the hole up in the medical, and they put me in a cell, suicide watch cell, for like 34 hours. Nobody even came to check on me. Nobody came to ask me any questions. Nobody came to even say a word to me. And I thought I was going to die because I was so sick. Well, from chemo, I couldn't hold any food down. I couldn't hold any water down. And it was, basically it was, a day and a half, a little bit more. And I was banging on the door trying to get the attention of the guards, and it wasn't happening. So they took, at that moment, what do you do? I mean, you either pray or, you go into some psychosis mentally, and you just go crazy because you don't have any power on your own whatsoever. When you're in jail, you are powerless. You do nothing on your own. Everything is orchestrated by the guards and by the prison. So when I got out, I went back down to the hole, and they took me to the medical. I got so sick that I had to go out to medical emergency and go to the VA and get some fluids pumped into my system. And the time that I spent waiting for that to happen, I would pray constantly, just pray to God, have pity on me and forgive me for my sins. And I just wanted to get closer to God because I knew that there's only one person that was going to save me, and that was God. So my faith was very strengthened throughout that time. And when I got out of the hole, I would tell my buddies, I'm like, listen, I said, listen, I don't know what your faith is all about, but we need to get a Bible study going and start really praying to God and asking Him for help in here because we really need it. And I believed it. I truly believed that He helped me.
Yeah, I imagine. It's stuck in that cell. It's like, yeah. Who else do you talk to? I imagine, right?
Yeah, you're helpless.
Like we always do about this time.